Hey gamers, if you like party games and you have a knack for matching other players' answers, then you're gonna love Three of a Kind. Let's take a look at how it plays. In this game, each player will have their own little answer sheet that also serves as their scorecard and round tracker. The active player in the round will draw two different categories. You can draw more if you've decided that maybe you want to just have a little bit more choice or variety in what categories. And they will pick one and put the other with the used categories face down. The next three players will then pick, again, two or three adjectives out of the deck and pick one to go with that category. So maybe if I had snack foods and I was taking one of the adjectives, I would pick most magical, and then another player maybe picks grossest, and another picks saddest, which are kind of similar, but that's okay. Then secretly, each player decides to write down their answers to what they think is the most magical, then grossest, then saddest snack food in order. Once everybody has written their answers, they will read them out loud, starting with the player who picked that adjective, and go around the table seeing where matches are. Players will get 1 point for each person who matches an answer. So if 2 players match, they'll get 2 points each. If 4 players match, they'll get 4 points each. They will track rounds on here as well, and the player with the most points at the end of the game wins. I thought this had a pretty similar vibe to something like Scattergories or Just One, where you're writing down answers that go with some kind of category, and you are usually trying not to match other players, but in this one you are trying to match. So I did think that that was a really cool kind of twist on, like I said, that similar style of game. I also thought it was neat because I play a lot of these style of game with a lot of players who do tend to match others at the table a lot, and in those games you get canceled out. You don't get to like use your answer or your clue or whatever it is. So I thought that this was cool because it let you match and get points for that. So I really thought that it had a good game flow, even though it was a little bit different than your typical kind of answer party game. I did think that some of the categories and adjectives to go with them were a little bit obscure, and it made them very difficult, which led to either some long rounds of people just trying to think of answers, or just a couple of rounds where people, like nobody at the table would match, so the only points given out were the style points for having no matches. So that was a little disappointing at times, but I think you can kind of curate those category and adjective decks to whoever you're playing with, maybe take some things out, or just like draw a couple more so you have a little bit more choice, and hopefully you don't get stuck in those situations as much, because there is a fair amount of cards, which is nice. So overall, I think that it's a really solid party game, and I definitely think that it's very approachable and great for a wide range of players. So if you like party games and you like that kind of like putting things into categories and you think you might be good at matching other players, this is definitely one you need to check out. But you can see my full review on the blog today and decide if this one's for you.